I've decided that I need to stop patching my demo. Why? Let's find out. Hey all, I'm Andrew from Stasis Booth Games, currently developing We Are Not Alone, and if you haven't liked, subscribed, shared these videos with your friends, please do, I would really appreciate it. You can also wishlist We Are Not Alone on Steam or the Epic Store, or download the demo on Steam, Epic, or itch.io. Patching. A really important thing to do as an indie dev, and we'll get into the reasons why. But the thing is, since its launch on April 24th, I have released 16 patches on Steam, as you can see here. Now this doesn't include any internal testing builds I've done given to other people for testing. This is strictly what has gone up as a Steam update. That's insane. Now this might seem excessive, and I completely agree, it is. But this isn't major bugs, these are small little things, and it's a quirk that I've got, and that I'm like, hey, I'll just patch this quickly now, get it done, and then if someone downloads the demo tomorrow who hasn't played it, they're getting the best user experience. Which is a good mentality to have, but it can also be very detrimental to yourself. Now these patch ideas come from reported issues, but also streams I watch or YouTube videos I find, and it may not be even something that they notice or report, but something that I see, I'm like, oh, that could be game breaking for someone in the future. A good example of this is I was watching someone stream the other night, but they were in the generator room and they didn't pick up a key item. It was a tiny, minute little space with which they could pick up the next item in sequence. And if they hadn't have gone back and picked up the other item before they left the room, they would have been completely hard-locked and unable to finish the demo. That's terrifying to me, and something that no matter how much testing you do, it doesn't get found, which is fine. So things like that, it's not a reported issue, it's just some little thing, but then there's certain things like, hey, why can't I drink the coffee in the mess hall? And to me, I'm like, you know what? That's listening to your customers. It's a little bit of a funny thing to do. I'll just push it and make a big deal out of it being an update, which I thought was actually kind of cool. And so did other people. But the thing is, why so many patches? Why not just collate them and do them once a week, once a month, things like that? And the thing is, a lot of big companies push out updates all the time, or they will wait for an end of month or something to just do one big patch, and everyone else who's potentially seeing these issues is playing basically an inferior product, and you should wait that month. For an indie dev, I find that patching is super important, and especially in the early days, patching early and quickly, and that's for a few reasons. The first one being that it shows you're listening to your customers. It shows that you care about them, want to engage with them, and are willing to fix any issues that people find. It creates a good communication experience between you and your player. The second one is that you always want to be presenting at your best. Now, this is coming from someone who just realized he's in his pajamas, but that's okay, we'll keep going. I'm not recording this whole thing again. So if one person finds a bug, it could be a small thing, it could be a major thing, it could be a weird thing where the camera is just rotating before something happens, you know, it's nothing game breaking, but it kind of takes you out of that experience. If you patch it right now, the next 20 players aren't going to experience that, and it'll be a smoother experience, which is good. That's what you want. If you don't patch it now, and say it is something that is potentially game breaking, you could have 20 people, hopefully even more, playing that, experiencing that, and potentially them not wishlisting the game afterwards because they've experienced something that just completely pulled them out of what you were trying to do. And the third thing is that during development, you may have a list of things, like a wish list of things that you want to be doing in the game. For instance, the lighting update I put out, which we'll touch on in a little bit, but there may be things that testers don't find, you don't find, and it's just good to just be able to patch that quickly, because it's things that just could be very important. As I was just saying with the lighting update, to me that was a really big one. That was something that was sitting on my list of things I wanted to do for so long, and I just couldn't figure out the solution for it. A couple of days ago, I woke up and I'm like, I need to do this, this, and this. The lighting's fixed. You can see on screen how drastically different it is, and it really adds the atmosphere and overall experience. So onto the title of this video, I need to stop patching the demo. Why is that? Well, truth be told, it's becoming a bit of a hindrance. I'm focusing too much of my attention on creating these patches when I should be focusing on developing the rest of the game. Of course, if something does pop up, it'll be patched within a day, I love that I'm able to do that. I've been doing it since I released my last game. If someone brings up a problem or a feature or something such as accessibility, I can patch those in very, very quickly and add to that customer experience we were talking about before. But it's a lot of the smaller issues. If I'm watching someone play it and I see a tiny little bug, a tiny little graphical error, something that my brain just tells me, hey, you should fix this right now, maybe I just need to add those to a list, and all the tiny little ones can be a weekly, fortnightly, even maybe a monthly patch. Things that people are not going to notice, but I do because I've spent so much time developing this game. The main reason that I need to stop patching the demo is that it is taking so much time and energy to constantly push these patches out, come up with solutions, and given the impending launch of the game later this year, if I want to hit that target, I really need to knuckle down and stop focusing on things that, quite frankly, don't really need it right now. The focus for me has to be on the main game. The demo doesn't generate any revenue, and being a small startup business, a solo developer who's left his full-time job to try this out, it's really important, and I need to keep it in the back of my mind constantly there and not lose focus of that. My focus for making games isn't money. It's about fun, player experience, and creating something that people just really enjoy. But if I want to keep doing this long term, I need to have that as part of my strategy to focus on making money. This leads me into my 3 core tenets for making games. 1, make it fun. 2, make it with purpose. And 3, don't release anything completely broken and buggy. I don't want people or my reputation to be tarnished by something that just doesn't work and shows a lack of care. This could be something we do a video on soon, and it's kind of about the quality that you should be trying to achieve. So you'll see from those 3 that making money isn't a core tenet of me making games. But I'm hoping with all 3 combined, it will allow me to generate revenue and continue doing this for as long as I want. Alright, before we continue on, let's have a little cat break. I know some people like these, and it also gives me nice little clips to put on TikTok and get some attention. But you'll see that Laylee now has a nice little bed on my desk, and she sleeps here most nights and a lot during the day. She really loves it, but when she's making bread, she doesn't really know what to do with her back leg, and that just makes her even more adorable. Anyway, I think with those core tenets and the cat break, I got a little off topic. And that's cool. That's just what I do. While I have been working on some things for the full game, I just keep finding my attention is drawn to patching and trying to get the best user experience possible for the demo, which is important because that is people's first entrance into the world of We Are Not Alone. It needs to be good, it needs to be functional, which it has been for months. But patching is important, maybe for the first month. Grab everything that needs to be fixed, done. So moving forward, and what is on for this week and, well, for quite a few weeks, I've got to finalize some more level designs. That includes doing a bunch of sketches in my notebooks that you've seen a lot of. I've got to do some character backstory work, because while some of it's there, it just needs some more fine tuning to just really be relatable and an interesting character arc. And there's also puzzle designs. Now you'll see from the demo that there were a few puzzles put in there, and a lot of people have been saying that, yeah, the camera mechanic's cool, but wait till you see what I'm doing with it in the full game. There's a lot of puzzles that actually involve, and it's not just a thing of, hey, I need to put the camera down because I need 2 hands. I think it'll be really good. And I think that about wraps things up for this week. So what have we talked about? The patching, very important, especially for indie devs, to show that they're communicating with their consumers, with their player base, and helping to build that community and that trust between you and them. So definitely focus on doing some patching. Make sure if someone brings up an issue that you actually acknowledge it, because there could actually be some decent truth in that. And we talked about that in the criticism video, which will be linked up here in this little card. You can just go and click that if you want. I'd really appreciate it if you watch that too. But this video was just going to be a devlog, and I think it kind of veered off into devlog topic hybrid something or other, which I guess, given the game mechanics I've got of hybridizing things, kind of makes sense for me to just fuse some other shit together. But thank you very much for watching. My name is Andrew from Stasis Booth Games. If you haven't wishlisted We Are Not Alone or played the demo, it's available on Steam, Epic, and itch.io. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay indie.